Hey guys, welcome back as always. My name is Leyzar and we're checking out the first Descendant Hotfix 1.0.7. Essentially, I'm just gonna cut this into little pieces. We're just gonna go over the very important things because I know you don't got time for that shit. If you do not select a board or continue during an interim review in special operations, a board will be selected automatically. Lower the difficulty of mechanics in the hard intercept battle Frostwalker. Now I know a whole lot of you guys didn't have a good time with Frostwalker, but as a general rule of thumb, I'm not overly happy with dumbing down bosses and mechanics. I mean, overcoming those mechanics should be part of the whole experience, but then again, some say Frostwalker wasn't really fair. Never really had much of an issue with him, so I couldn't tell you. Destroying frenzied parts will now generate 2 embers instead of 1. Oh wait, frenzied parts did not generate anything at all. We're talking about the canisters on his knees. When he goes into his frenzied phase, he becomes invulnerable and you need to destroy the canisters. Essentially, it's very similar to Swamp Walker. This time you're going to be getting not 1 but 2 embers. Increase the maximum threshold of the frenzy gauge, reducing the number of times of the Colossus becoming frenzied. When using slug shots on frenzy Colossus, its leg movements will be reduced, making it easier to aim at its weak points. He goes frenzies and then he goes like this. Like, good luck hitting the weak points, hitting the canisters on his knees. Apparently they reduced that speed if I'm reading this one correctly. Characters will no longer receive damage when they are in a hazardous area once the Void Intercept battle ends. When Molten Fortress is defeated, the lava on the ground is now removed immediately. This was a little bit annoying because, yay, we defeated it! Not that Molten Fortress is actually hard. By all intents and purposes, Frostwalker is actually harder, and you would go to get the loot and you would die to the damage over time. Dead bunnies everywhere. When Swamp Walker is defeated, the disease status effect is now removed immediately. Basically, it goes along with the Molten Fortress changes. The restart function of Void Intercept Battle, Special Operations, and Infiltration Operation is now separated into 2 types. Start with the current squad and restart mission. The time available for start with current squad is also increased to 60 seconds. Fantastic. Sometimes you meet the most amazing of squads, right? You get everything down to perfection, you are farming efficiently, and when you go to restart, oh, the restart function is gone. I applaud this change. It is, by all intents and purposes, absolutely fantastic. The display animation of amorphous material when using reconstruction device has been simplified, letting you quickly check the materials. Thumbs up to this one as well. Essentially, there's a lot of quality of life improvements in this update. Some things, you could argue that some of these things should have been in from the get-go, but apparently they didn't have time for it, so they released it as is. I'm glad to see that they're actually working on these and not ignoring them, because it could be very easy for them to say, hey, you know what, they can deal with it as it is. So thumbs up for the changes. The HP of monsters in Void Fusion Reactor has been reduced. They will now drop more ammo and recovery ores when defeating them. Apparently this was an issue. I didn't really come across it all that often, so there you go. Reduce the difficulty of weekly challenges for Battle Pass week 7 and 8, also increasing the amount of reward XP and supply coins. I love this 100%. First, we lowered the difficulty of weekly challenges for week 7 and 8, which are planned to begin August 15th, also increasing the rewards. The amount of supply coins that you can earn from completing all week 7 and 8 challenges will be increased, and you will get to receive rewards from the Battle Supply Shop that you couldn't receive before. You'll be able to enjoy more Battle Supply Shop rewards by completing weekly challenges during the remaining period. So again, if you wanted from the supply shop, let me show you really quick. I'm not sure if you guys got to this one by this point. It really depends on when you started to play the game. You got Battle Pass and supply shop. We're talking about these. So the first page gets you this fantastic skin for Ajax, which is essentially a recoloration of the base skin. You also get a mask for Lepic. You also get the Grenadier skin, or whatever it's called. But more importantly, on page 2, subjectively speaking, this is the best hairdo for Viessa. Apart from her many other fantastic assets, Viessa is an absolutely amazing Descendant. Full build guide later this week, or I don't know, in a week or 2. But in order to get this, you need to buy all of the other rewards, because that's the requirement. You gotta reach level 96 and obtain all the rewards on page 2, as in these. And some of these are like 50 a pop. For example, this recoloration of her base skin. So actually getting coins faster and easier, definitely a thumb up for that one. Because let's be honest, you want to get everything on these pages. Second, we're currently in the process of adjusting the difficulty of Season 1 challenges based on our experience with the preseason. Compared to the preseason, we will be able to complete you will be able to complete challenges more naturally as you farm items, reducing the burden of additional grinding. We're also in the process of increasing the value of rewards you can get from Battle Pass. So if you thought that the Battle Pass was a little bit too grindy, especially the additional bonus shop, or supply shop better said, then they're working on that. Thumbs up for that one. Most of the rewards that I got, essentially I got them by passively playing. But when you got to the battle supply shop, it was a little bit annoying. So again, thumbs up for these fantastic changes. Grappling hook disabled and jump disabled could lead to you not being able to finish the bloody mission, which is why they removed that. And at the end of the day, I'm all for challenging gameplay, but there's a difference between, hey, this is challenging and this is just bloody tedious and annoying. I mean, removing two of the key features of the parkour system or the traversal in this game doesn't really seem like a smart idea to begin with, so I'm glad they're removing these options. Director's comments are not that important, essentially just this is important. These are the changes and the rest are the motivations for why they did what they did. You know, common sense and all of that. Tooltips for equipment now show up faster. Equipment options tiers are now displayed on the icon. Set effects of external components are now displayed on the icon as well. Oh no, that's cool. That's cool, I dig. In the module acquisition info, you can now check whether a module can be acquired via combining. The modules can only be acquired via combining are Hardline Suppression, Shot Focus, and Shield Collector. I did not know about Hardline Suppression. I don't even know what this does, but Shot Focus has been a focus for a lot of players, simply because this can add a whole lot of power on something like a Glay. It's also gonna be good on something like a Gun Valby, if you build Gun Valby into Supply Moisture or a Gun Glay. When receiving all lost and found items, if there is not enough inventory space, you can now only receive items in according to the remaining space. This was bloody silly. It was one of my most hated things about TFT, the fact that you had to click one at a time. They fixed that. Kind of fixed that, because you still couldn't take everything if you didn't have enough space to take it all in at once. Yeah, I just had to go there. I'm sorry. They fixed that, so now it's, you know, actually usable. Seriously, TFT, this should have been in from the start. When the unique abilities of an ultimate weapon permanently change the weapon's default performance, you can now check the changes on the basic info screen. Fan-freaking-tastic. Descendants, fix the amount of recovery displayed on the skill tooltip for Yujin so that it matches the improvements made to his recovery amount in Hotfix 1.0.7. So this is what a visual thing, not a functional thing. I couldn't tell you because I don't play Yujin, because there's not like a super whole lot of use for him. Sadly, perhaps in the future. By overhauling the formula of Yujin's recovery skill, the amount of recovery has been slightly increased for skill level 4. You can now gain weapon proficiency when you defeat an enemy with a unique weapon, example Luna's Stage Presence. You can now acquire Luna's Noise Surge modification module in Hard Intercept Battle Executioner. We busted our humps getting it from, and now you put it at Executioner. Awesome. I don't even want to read the director's commentary on this one. I don't care. No, I'm angry. Miscellaneous console. Improve AMD frame generation for PS5, Xbox Series X, right? And XSS. Xbox Series Super? I don't know, man. It's Xbox. So here's the thing. AMD frame generation, that is... Let's talk just a second about this. Yes, I'm all about giving you that extra information. Is how Papa does it. So, graphics options, additional options. You will have NVIDIA and AMD. AMD has FSR. I never really used FSR. You guys let me know if it's actually better or not than DLSS, but I hate DLSS with a passion because it does take away from the fidelity of your games. Now, it's important to understand that there is a difference between the standard DLSS and DLSS 4, or was it DLSS 3, which is actually frame generation, which creates quote-unquote fake frames. Now, these fake frames, which are technically as real as it gets, you can't react on them, which is why you have NVIDIA's reflex low latency technology to boost the response time there. It's roundabout. The key takeaway from this, at least from my humble point of view, you do whatever you want. If you can afford, from a performance perspective, to keep these blasted technologies off, upscalers, better said, keep them off, because it does affect the quality. If you don't care about the quality, if you just want to see the bigger number in frames, then by all intents and purposes, go for it. I wouldn't do it. If you can keep it off, keep it off. Something like frame generation, and I'm not talking about DLSS, I'm talking about DLSS 3 or 4, whatever it's called. Frame generation, yes, not upscalers necessarily, are fantastic for games which are immersive. For example, Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn or something like that. Solo, single-player experiences, awesome. But for games when it matters how fast you are and your reaction time, honestly, I wouldn't do it. But hey, as always, it's up to you. Fixed an issue where Bunny's Frill Bomb skill did not hit nearby enemies when she was equipped with high voltage. That was a thing? I had no idea that was a thing, and I play Bunny. Fixed an issue where Luna danced while holding her gun when she used an enhanced skill with the Noise Surge module. Now you can play Luna into Noise Surge, but it doesn't seem to be that effective. Right now when it comes to the Descendants, everybody that doesn't deal damage seems to be kind of left by the roadside, because let's be honest, when you can absolutely annihilate a hard level boss in seconds, why would you care about anything else other than damage? So Lepic, Glay, even a Bunny can do a pretty good job at solo hard bossing. Increased the monster skill score from the infiltration mission The Haven. Fixed an issue where it was impossible to reach a perfect score when increasing options to 240%. Fixed an issue in hard infiltration Operation Unknown Laboratory where a player reaching a no resurrection zone in advance could cause other players to not be teleported to the no resurrection zone. Honestly, I would just be done with the blasted door and the whole teleporting thing because it is annoying. Why does the door need to close? Can't you just leave it open and let players go in and out as they choose? The whole teleporting thing is bloody annoying, that's what I know. Coming soon, guess who? Alright guys, guess who is the next Descendant? So, judging by this, she has a big gun. Looks like a rocket launcher, an RPG, something like that. Let me know in the comment section down below what do you think. And by the curviness of her curviness, she looks very thick, very VSA, and I do approve of the thickness. And I do believe, my friends, that is pretty much it. Again, we went over the important things and where I thought you could stand to use some additional information. I gave you that as well. So if you enjoy this kind of content, make sure to drop a like, make sure to drop a sub, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Bye-bye.